Hi y'all, Bobby here. Back this week, we're going to talk about music. So, I have been to over 200 different shows throughout the years, from electronic music to alternative rock to current rock to from Foo Fighters to Humphreys McGee to Bass Nectar. You name it, I've probably been to a lot of these shows throughout the years. So, I feel like giving you a good music list was right up my alley this week. So we'll start off with a little bit of history, a little bit of people, and but not bands. We'll say bands for a separate list. So we'll start off the list with the Punk Rock MBA. The Punk Rock MBA is a channel that has a little bit of focus on punk rock, but also hits on some alternative rock. Does a lot about history on how they got to where they are, and then kind of plays you through the process of all these bands and hints on some that are still around and some that aren't. Definitely worth a check out. It's kind of raw, but hey, punk rock is kind of raw, so give it a whirl. So let's move on to some musical artists. So Davy 504. Davy 504 is an Italian bass player. Davy is a phenomenal bass player. His channel gets a little funny and a little goofy at times, but definitely worth like follow through. And hey, if you don't like one, try another video. He is really, really good at playing bass. Likes to trick people and play games, but he's definitely a really, really good bass player. Moving on to bass, Charles Berthoud. He is similar to Davy, but a little more toned down, a little more calm, I guess, in a certain aspect than Davy. But Davy and Charles go back and forth on their challenges. They like to challenge each other on extremely hard bass playing, and they are really, really good. And they kind of walk you through the different processes of playing bass, on the techniques that they use and what they like the most. So moving from bass to piano. So MusicBasics. This is a really neat piano channel where it has an overhead view looking straight down at piano with you can see all the notes, and the editing is really cool because there's kind of like different colors for each songs. It is really, really neat, the editing process that this guy has pulled off. He does from classical to EDM to even checking out artists that he's paid for them to do compositions. And then he critiques it and tells you, hey, I would spend the money on this person to make me a composition. So moving from one piano to another world of piano, Mattias Krantz. This guy likes to take pianos and flip them upside down and turn them on their head. And by what that I mean is he takes all the strings out and replaces them with something else. Or takes the hammers and replaces them with something. And spends hours upon hours upon hours critiquing and fixing and tuning these pianos. And then either has somebody come in and check them out and tune them, or a professional player come play them. Definitely really cool. A lot of work goes into these videos. Give him a shot. He's really neat on the process, and he explains how he gets to it, and then plays some tricks on some people with the way they sound. So moving from piano to voice. So Anthony Vincent. If you've been around on the internet long enough over the last 10 years, you might have heard Anthony Vincent's 10-second songs. Anthony will take a song and give you 20, 30 different styles of music with one song. So it's really cool. He could have Metallica to Foo Fighters to EDM, all through those portrayals with the same lyrics, but changes up the technique in the song. Definitely a check out, and there's got to be one song you like in his library of music. It's really cool. He does a lot of really good editing and has a really good way of portraying how these songs are put out. So moving from Anthony to some violin, Rob Landis. Rob's been playing violin for like 30 years. And a very, very good violin player. He's worked really hard on his skill, and then he likes to show the people and trick people, and he'll go in and act like he knows nothing and gets instructors to try to teach him a lesson, and then ends up paying them like a lot and gives them free promotion. It's really cool. Or he'll do some street music. It's just really neat how good he is, and definitely worth checking Rob out. And then Music is When. That's another one that is guitar based. So has tons of guitars, has custom guitars made, and then walks you through the process of how some of the most elaborate guitar songs are played. And then shows you some songs that you think aren't very hard are extremely hard. And I've tried to learn a few songs myself. As you can see, my guitar kind of sitting over here in the corner. Maybe one day I'll put those out there, but that's a long way from now before I ever get there. And moving on, then we move to rocked. Rocked is like your music history. And then how bands got to where they are. All about rock music, though. Very specific to rock music. Definitely worth the history, and like if you like certain bands, you could probably find something if it's rock music related on Rocked. And then rounding out the list, Dovydas. Dovydas is a street musician who plays guitar, uses a looper, uses a beat panel and a keyboard, and creates a song. You can give him a request and he'll make the song to where it sounds like very, very similar. Very, very good at what he does. The loops, the effects, like everything works seamlessly, and he does it on the street, on the spot. You give him a song within 30-40 seconds, he can listen to something, pick it up, and play something very, very similar. Definitely check out Dovydas. And with all these channels, give me some suggestions. I will post your suggestions, or we'll talk some more, and we'll see you next week. Have a good day.